himself, and the dog was in the same position. But what stood out about the animal for me, again, sweet but not deep, short and sweet, not deep, is I'm looking at the muscular pulsations on the dog's back. And now the dog, it's almost like his right rear leg is kicking back, like he's biting at the bit, ready to be let loose. And then the next scene of the door that was closed was now open. I thought the man, the angel, whoever it was going to give orders to the animal. But in my shadow, I felt they were waiting orders when to be released, whether from the universe or from me. And I woke up out of the dream. Protection. Protection. I got Mary, Don't You Weep. Some of the words to that song. The version that first popped up when I went to Google, I'm telling you. Anytime I do something on public domain, I want you to know, Google, and it popped up Aretha Franklin. I said, okay, let's see what it says. I wrote down the songwriter is Inez Andrews, very familiar name. I can't see it right now, but Inez Andrews. It has, Oh Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Didn't Pharaoh's army get drowned? Well, Satan got mad, and he knows I'm glad. Missed that soul that he thought he had. Well, one of these nights, around 12 o'clock, this old town's gonna really rock. Didn't Pharaoh's army get drowned? Oh Mary, don't you weep. Look it up. Y'all listen to it. That's what was playing, almost like elevator music in the background as I was experiencing the dream. Now, we're getting close. We're getting close to the subject. I remember, and there are two things. I just talked about protection. Two things I want to mention. I remember a number of years ago that some friends and myself, we were feeling pretty good. Hal and the Hog had money in our pocket, and I believe, and they can correct me if they hear this, but I believe we were headed to Evergreen Plaza in Chicago. Evergreen Plaza, when they were around, when they were there. It was one of those things you did. You know, when we were young, we went to the mall. And then I think they were pretty active. They hadn't thinned out yet, Renee. We were on our way to the mall, but in order to get there, we got on the bus. While on the bus, Hal and the Hog, money in our pockets, there were some men on the bus sitting around, and they were playing a game. It was some bottle caps, and it was a red bean. And they called it, I believe, Snake in the Grass. So I sat, watching the game, different ones coming up, playing the game. Somebody know what I'm talking about. Somebody know where I'm going. But Snake in the Grass. They're playing the game, and I was like, I know where it is. It's right there. And, I think a couple of chances, it was right there. Again, Hal and the Hog, I had money in my pocket. They were asking for $20. So I'm feeling pretty good. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and play. I put my 20 on the floor on the back of the bus. I don't know if y'all know anybody from Chicago ride the bus. A lot of activity happened on the back of the bus. So I put my money down on the floor, and there he went, playing them cards. I don't want to sing the song by and then he stopped. And those looking at me, everybody want to say where it is, but that wouldn't be fair. But I give him 20, I gain 20. So I said, it's right there. He pulled up the first one. Wasn't there. He pulled up the second one. There it was. 20 gone. Just like that. Just like that. But that experience laid a foundation for me. And Renee, as we are who we are today, just the terminology snake in the grass does something on I just talked about the protection. But it's just knowing where the snake is that's important for me. Never forgot it. But I collected myself because it was an outing. And I didn't want the guys to see, because I'm a man, I'm a caveman. I didn't want them to know or understand how hurt I was. But we went through the day, and I believe we had a good time, because I don't remember anything else about it. But the tinge of what I felt when that red pea, wasn't where I thought it would be. The second I remember, again, sweet, not deep, or short and sweet. My grandson, you've seen him on the camera from videos before. He had on the blue and black 90s. On this particular day, talking about creative, he came to me with a stapler and he came to me with a sheet of paper. And he said, "Granddaddy," he said, "make me an airplane." Now, just so the listeners understand, I've done it before, but it's something about what he did on this particular day. So I took the paper. I'll explain what the stapler is for. I took the paper. I laid it down carefully. I took the two outside edges, some people would probably call the dog ear pages of the page, and I turned them in ever so carefully and slowly. I took my thumb to crease it, because I'm in the process. I want this to be a quality airplane. Leave me alone. So as I was beginning to turn the page, he said, "Just do it. Just do it." And I don't even remember anything else after that. I just lost it. He didn't want me to go through all those changes. He didn't want me fine-tuning. He said, "Just do it." Let me move a little bit further. Sometimes he can get a little impatient. I wrote down here, he said he just wanted it done without delay. So let me jump to the next page. So those are the two I remembers. So that brings us to the storyline. That pretty much brings us to the storyline. Short and sweet, or sweet and not deep. Especially those of us that are part of the movements or the ecclesia that we in. We as healers or light workers or wherever we find ourselves in a form of philanthropy toward people or helping people or contributing to society in service or by service. I have here, let me see, one of the things that came to mind is sometimes when we're dealing with people, they don't need to know all the details. They don't need to know that you went to Egypt and you got a hold of this book and you went online and you know all the secrets of this and all the secrets of that. Sweet, not deep, or short and sweet, not deep. Because those, your corn, or even yourself, you will evolve, and these things will make themselves aware as needed. Because some things, and y'all can talk about me later, some things we just don't need to know. Some things we don't need to pursue. How about that? This is what I have down. It says when you're dealing with either your corn or it could be yourself, but as a healer, it says, first and foremost, let's say we're dealing with our corn or we're dealing with that one that we want to help. It says, first and foremost, let them know, look, follow the dictates of your heart. And yes, I believe, this is me talking right now, I believe